You're listening to Grim Reviews.
Unsolicited advice.
From yours truly.
Mwah. Let's get into it. Welcome to Grim Reviews.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Bex.
I'm Cherish.
I'm Lizzie.
Honestly, I feel like we should... Okay, I'm going to lead into this.
Oh,
I'm
please
going
do.
to show y'all my nails.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's what we're here for.
I did do my nails, but they're a little short nubbins.
Gorgeous.
Did you paint them?
Gorgeous.
Oh, you did paint them.
Yeah, I did paint them.
They're cute.
But
Yeah.
they've been growing so fast because of the folic acid I've been taking.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
They'll get like super long. I'm like,
Cherish.
I don't want it.
The square behind your head again, I swear.
Oh my gosh. Did I even touch it?
I don't know.
It's okay, guys. We'll work on that later.
So,
But anyways, me and Bex had gone to a nail salon about a week ago.
Yeah, a week ago. Mhm.
And so we went to this nail salon that is out in Richardson, Texas.
yes.
And I say
Why'd
this
y'all
just
go there?
because
I'll tell you why.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
The
Go ahead.
So it's super popular on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And they have really great reviews. The
Mhm.
place is
Okay.
super bougie. we'll send you photos to
Yeah.
share because
Okay.
I left a great review, honestly.
Absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous
Expensive,
inside.
or-
It's towards the higher end, but
Okay.
honestly, it's worth it because
Yeah,
like
text
look
me
at
the
my
info
nails.
later because I gotta go before the beach.
Yeah.
This place is, I don't know if it's self-proclaimed, but the largest nail salon in Dallas, Fort Worth.
That
Really?
I've seen personally. Yeah.
So that's
It's
one of the
pretty big.
pulls as well. Reason why we went, because we were just like, oh my gosh, like
We gotta go.
we got it. We got to check this
Everything
place
is
out.
pink and red in there. Like
So
all of
beautiful.
all of the seats, the massage chairs
Mhm.
are pink, and there's
Cute.
these big glitter dome balls coming from the ceiling,
Yes.
and a piano in the center,
Yes.
and a big love, like the sign in Philly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they have,
And they have
big
like a
sign there.
So
robot
it's an experience.
that goes and like
Gives you
caters
free
to you and gives
boba.
you stuff.
No.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
robot just goes
Okay, that's
wheeling
pretty
like,
cool.
can I take your order? It doesn't say that
like that.
I don't know. Does it talk? I don't know if I heard it talk or not.
I don't know. I was
Oh.
too distracted by everything else, but
Yeah.
now in my head, it's gonna talk. So,
Meh.
Man. No, it is it's pleasing to the eyes. They have like a ton of drinks there, and I think like I saw fresh baked cookies, but when we were there ourselves,
They
I
wiped
did
them
not.
out.
Yeah, the food,
yeah.
the drinks were still churning. I think they were supposed to be slushies, but they didn't look like they were ready yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe
we had
margaritas or
I don't know if
They
we
had
got it at the
cocktails
right
there
time.
too.
Did they?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I can't partake, but
Oh my gosh, when you walk
Not yet.
into, there's like after you like pick what you want and stuff, there's like another area where there's a ton of charms. And
Oh yeah, that's
next
right.
time, I don't know next
Can
time,
you
but
buy
at some
'em, or-
point,
You
No,
attach
you
them
put
to
'em on
the
your nails.
nail.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's cool.
nail
Yeah.
jewelry.
Yeah.
it's like
Nice.
legit. So they had a ton of them too.
Mm.
So pretty. You would love it.
Yeah.
And
I need to go
obviously
here.
that's an extra charge probably.
Yeah. Everything's an extra charge.
But I was like, maybe I'll get them for my birthday or something, or I don't know. But I was
That'd
just
be
kind of
cool.
like, I've never seen a nail salon that like you can see all the
I
options
wanna
that you
go now.
have.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Yeah.
we plan to go back in October.
Okay.
But the reason why we're talking about this
Yes.
is because finally, when we got our nails done, because it was busy there, we all each had someone doing our nails, and Bex ended up having a very opinionated
Uh-oh.
girly
Yes.
doing
All
her
right.
nails.
Yes.
What'd she have to say?
Yeah, you tell her about your person. I forgot her name.
I forget her name too, honestly. Oh, I feel bad about that.
I feel bad too, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
she ended up being nice, but at first she rubbed me the wrong way. She's just very straightforward, no filter, super blunt.
brutal.
yeah.
Yes.
For
Someone we
example,
know?
no, I think she was worse.
I think she was
than
she was
me.
worse.
Really?
Like, yeah,
Okay.
she was
I think
worse.
so.
She was mean.
I
She
have a
doesn't
little
even
bit more
try.
kindness, I
Yeah.
think, to mine.
You're
and-
not mean. You just
It almost
are
gives
straightforward.
it almost
Yeah.
gives East Coast vibes.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
I
out
don't
of my
think she
way.
was-
Don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna say what I want when
Less
I want.
Southern.
Don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
it's not
much
the
East Coast vibe. I
Southern
agree with that.
hospitality. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Yeah,
honey.
no.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah, I would say like a
not that.
Boston or Bronx, like something going
Yeah,
on
okay.
there.
Yeah.
I so when I was getting my pedicure. This is how it started. I was
Okay.
getting a pedicure. We are getting pedicures.
We're all
done.
sitting next to each
I
other.
wasn't
Okay. Yeah.
prepared to get my toes done at the time. So
Okay.
sometimes, you know, when you're not prepared, you got some hairs.
You'd be looking some kind of way. Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I had commented saying, "Dang, sorry, girl. I
didn't
should have done
shave."
my nail. I should have shaved or whatever." Bex's girl comments and says something along the lines of like,
Well, you wait. You
Yeah.
said something first because you were like, "Well, winter's coming, so I guess I don't need to."
yeah,
don't
I was
need
just
to
like, I have
shave,
no
and
one
I was
impressed,
like-
and I was like, winter's coming, so I don't have to worry
Right,
too
and
much.
I laughed. We kind of, you know,
Well,
had
yeah,
this
yeah.
little
keep you warm. Yeah.
joke about
Yeah.
it, and then she pops off and she says, "Well, when it comes to finding a man,
yeah.
you know, you
Oh,
need
God.
to take care of yourself. Like, don't you let yourself fall short.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
you will keep those legs shaved, and you keep those facials, and you
Mine
get your
is
not going
lashes
out with them
done,
right
and you
now.
get your wax,
Right.
and she just
She
I
just
don't know,
went on
she
a
just-
lecture kind of about
Yeah.
like if you want to keep a man and if you want to like pretty much appease the man, then you need to keep up yourself or you're going to get left behind.
Yeah, I don't like what she said.
I don't like this.
I
At
don't
all.
like
Bex
what
didn't
she
like
said. No, I was
No.
sitting there like I was so
The
uncomfortable
feminist
because
in me would be like, "Excuse me,
yeah, because she said, well, if you don't do it, then another woman will. And
Let her. Let
yeah.
her."
I think
And
that says
you
more
can
about
have
the
She'll
man.
probably get paid because she's probably a prostitute because no one lives like that.
Not
Well,
Lizzie
she
popping
does.
off.
She
just saying.
does. She does. Apparently, she had.
Yeah, she had her eyelashes on,
fleek,
like,
and
really
her
thick,
hair
too.
was
I
It's
guarantee you,
done.
she does not have a man. And if
I
she,
don't
She made
think
it
she
sound
did.
like no, she was making it sound like she was talking to someone. I think it came out.
yeah,
like
but she had a
sounds like she's
kid.
the
Yeah, she
flavor
did
of
have
the
a kid.
week.
She
with
lost a
someone,
man.
and that's it.
I think that a lot of times when sometimes people, except myself, when people are opinionated and come off strong like that, it's kind of like projecting.
Y'all
a
probably
little
glad
bit.
I wasn't there. You know, I would have already
Well,
gone.
no, so
off
this
on
is the
it.
thing. She wasn't coming off like I don't think I took it as like super offensive. I
did
think
at
that
first.
was her way of just trying to like be conversative,
Okay.
but then also like I'm gonna help you out because I know
She
the
was like-
tricks of the trade.
Right. She was like trying to
But
give
then
advice.
at the same time, it's just
Yeah.
like I don't know if she knew that, like, at least for me, like I was closer to her age.
right.
But like if you didn't know us, obviously you probably would like mistake us for 21.
Let's say you do look younger than you are, so maybe.
Yeah,
And I'm
and
like,
so
you don't
I
need to
think-
tell me twice. Like, I'm married.
You should have. You should have been like.
Ahem.
I would have laughed if you did, girl. You gotta use the ring power.
I should have been like, my man likes my hairy legs.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
very
yeah.
much.
You know,
10
Just
years
might.
and going.
He might be nasty. We don't know. We don't know.
I did tell Cherish that afterwards. I was like, some men like
No,
dead
it's
hair.
true.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
And
Okay,
I had
I have a sidebar story to tell y'all later that
Okay.
cannot be on camera.
Okay, fair enough.
okay.
Let's stay
That's
on
what we-
track though.
that's
I
what
was
we have
gonna
a
say-
Patreon.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say
true.
I get a lot of compliments from my arm hairs from
Yeah,
men.
same.
Yeah. Like, well, you can't really see it in
Interesting.
this lighting, but yeah, I've had multiple comments.
I know some
So,
men don't like
interesting.
arm hair, but baby, it comes with.
Yeah.
And I think like
See,
it's,
I
it's
shaved
beautiful.
But the reason I shave mine is one, I
The
like
tattoos.
I just like
Tattoos.
how it feels, but two, it's because you can see the tattoos.
Do you
better.
actually like how it feels though? Because I always thought, like,
I
I've
do.
thought about trying it once or twice just to see.
Yeah.
when
But
it's
I-
freshly shaved? Holy crap, it feels
But
so
what
good.
about when
It's
it
so
comes
soft?
back?
It's not bad.
Really? It's
It
not
doesn't
prickly
come
like my
back-
legs?
You can't trust Lizzie. I feel like you. I feel like
Wait, you can feel it now.
my
Like,
hair
it's
texture
coming
and
back.
her hair
It's
texture.
not bad.
I don't feel a thing.
Really?
No.
This is like it growing back. And
It's
not
like
bad.
I'm rubbing skin right now. But that's why
You are.
that's why yeah, just skin. But like that's why I don't
It's not
trust
bad.
you. Feel my arm hair.
Why don't you trust
Yeah, it's
me?
there.
What's wrong with that?
See,
No, there's nothing
this
wrong
is-
with it, but you feel that.
See, this
Right.
is Cherish. Come here. This is
Come
what
here.
happened when the
Oh, you
man
don't
came
wanna
up
feel-
and sat next to me, and he was like, "I love your arm hair." And if you
Stop it.
weren't married, I would be playing with
Is
him.
this a
I'm sorry,
Rebecca
but
Scott?
Rebecca Scott.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart, honey.
Dang, girl.
That's weird.
Something happens to you on your work trips. You need to
I was
like
gonna
put
say, did that happen?
caution tape.
That was actually at my interview for my flight attendant. So not at the interview, but like on my way to the interview.
Oh,
so I wasn't even a
okay.
flight attendant yet. The second,
Yeah, was that your boss?
the second time was
Got hired
I
off
was
of
a
her arm hair.
barista. Oh my god.
I was like, He's like the girl with the arm hair.
Bring her back.
Yeah.
Okay. The second time was I was a barista and I was taking orders because it was like a drive-through.
Okay.
So I came up with the tablet and he had a girl in the car next, like in the
they don't
seat
care.
next to him,
Yeah.
and he was just like,
They're some nasty
"I'm
guys.
sorry, I know this is so weird, but I have to compliment your arm hairs. Like they're just beautiful." And I was like,
Get out of here. That's so weird.
"Thank you."
Is it?
Interesting. So my experience is more so
just-
like I've
don't know
never
how to
had
process
anybody
that.
comment on my
It's so
arm
weird.
hairs, but I like my arm hairs.
Okay. Yeah.
So like that's how I feel. Like I don't know. I just feel like it's a part of me, and I feel like if I
don't feel
if
one
I
way or the
took
other
away
about
with
it, you know.
like
They don't
I don't
bother
know.
me. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, I thought about doing
I
it
don't
just
think about
to
it.
see how it felt, but like it,
I
yeah,
say,
they don't
like,
bother me at all.
Back in the day before I had tattoos, it would just depend. Like if I had like fake tanner on it, then maybe I would shave it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
otherwise,
What bothers me is my chin hairs and neck hairs, but that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
So back to this lady.
Anyway.
Back to
So I saw where she was coming from, and to a certain degree, I understood it because it's just like I do feel like a lot of men are very simple in the fact of like they like what they see, and I do feel like just in general when it comes to people, we do it's a good thing to like maintain your like have some sort of maintenance about your
And
hygiene,
I mean,
your
don't let
looks,
self-care.
and
yourself go
self-care.
completely.
So
self-care's important.
That's kind of what
Yeah.
I took from what she was saying. Like everybody is good. It should be
But
taking
y'all are
self-care.
at a nail salon, so obviously you're not just like letting yourself go.
Well, yeah,
Right.
obviously,
Yeah,
like
obviously.
yeah,
That's what I'm
like, over
saying.
here spending money, and so that's where she like gets really comfortable with us in the sense of like asking us like what we do and this and that and the other. My nail salon or not, my nail tech was more so asking me like, what do you like to do on your off time and blah 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 blah, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I do a podcast with my friends and this and that and
You're
the
gonna be
other.
on it.
And, well, I was just like, it's a fun thing that we do, like blah blah blah. And then her nail tech girl, that one that was just being very opinionated, was listening in to like what I was saying
To
or
this
whatever.
conversation,
And
yeah.
eventually she just kind of gets to the point.
She just pops off.
Yeah, she just kinda-
So
Oh,
she was
God.
like, so for two, what did she say? For two women who don't have a kid, and so instantly I'm like, gripping my seat, like, what now?
Yeah, I was kind of interested. I'm like, what is she about to
Yeah,
say?
what-
Like,
for two,
And how does she even know that? Y'all already.
I think she kind of
talked about it.
asked us ahead before she said it.
yeah, she might
was
have
just
asked
like,
if,
do you guys
if we
have kids?
Okay.
said
And I was like,
So-
no. And then she
so
was like, for two ladies that don't have a kid
and have a podcast,
but have a
like,
podcast and give advice.
yeah, I would like to hear some advice. And I'm like, okay, just very
Yeah.
wary of the question. And
Yeah.
she said, I have a daughter that is in college and she has a dorm roommate and she's a hairstylist.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
so she does men's haircuts.
Mhm.
And so she'll have men come in
Mhm.
and get their hair done. But she
Mhm.
said, what would you do if
There's
there-
like 6 to 8 guys,
6 to 8 guys in there that aren't clients
and they're
are
just sitting
hanging
around
out?
and hanging around in the dorm room.
yeah.
And then I was like, well,
Oh.
are they waiting to get their hair cut? And she's
What-
like, a
where are
couple,
they
but majority of
there?
them are just hanging out.
yeah.
And I was just
Okay.
like, okay, are they her friends? Are they not
Were
her
they
friends?
invited or
Were
are
they
they just being
invited?
creepy?
And she
Right.
was just like, no, they're just like there. And I was like, okay,
That's weird.
That's weird.
And that's
so I was trying
her
to get more
dorm room?
context on
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. It's her dorm room.
Then she can kick them out if she doesn't.
Right.
Want
So
them there.
essentially, we just were like more so emphasizing, well, if she's doing business and she doesn't want them to be there, then she needs to set the boundary of like,
That's what we said,
hey,
yeah.
I'm working on this person. The next person that's up can chill in the room, maybe,
Get
but
the
everybody
fuck
else
out.
needs to
If
go.
you don't have an appointment,
Get out.
time to leave.
Yeah.
And I guess that the girl is not as confrontational and isn't good
As
at
her
really
mom.
setting boundaries. Yeah, as her
But
mom.
then also
And her
thinking
mom
about it,
said
she's
that,
a baby.
yeah.
She said she was a freshman, so she's probably like 17, maybe 18.
Brand new.
So,
Yeah, to the whole experience.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, she doesn't have to say it meanly. She could just be
No.
like, hey, I'm going to finish this appointment up. If y'all want to come back for an appointment,
right.
you can.
Right.
I mean, I think
But-
it, not for her defense, I think it's easy for us to say that now because
Right.
we're all like 30 and older. But like,
And
I
over it.
know that like in my brain when I was like a 16, 18-year-old, whatever,
Mhm.
like it's easier said than done because you're entering a space in college where it's just kind of like
I
you're
guess,
in a
but
new
I-
environment, you want to make new friends, you
Mhm.
don't want to come off weird or anything like that. And then also too, like,
Right.
how many times have you really been in a confrontational conversation to set boundaries. Like some people probably haven't. Like I know in my high school like career or whatever, like I didn't get in confrontation with people.
I'm pretty
So-
mouthy, so
I was definitely
Yeah,
more
I
of
don't
a
know.
people pleaser and could see myself
I would say
in,
Yeah.
in that
Same for
situation,
me.
I guess it
especially at that
depends for
age.
me if it bugged me or not. If it really
Yeah.
bugged me, then I would probably say something.
Mhm.
But if it was I don't know if it like bugs her mom more
Mhm.
or if it bugs her and she's saying
No.
like
No,
give me
She
advice.
was uncomfortable.
Okay.
I think
That's
she
why
said her
told
daughter was
mom.
uncomfortable, and then
Okay.
also too, like I think the mom, the nail tech, was pretty much saying that they were also more so friends with her roommate
Okay.
roommate is
too.
bringing
So
the
it's
trouble.
not
That's-
only
that's what
just
it
like
is.
up
Yeah.
against like people that are randomly coming in your room, but it's also like trying to like I guess keep the peace between her and her roommate because it's like, oh, I'm kicking at your friends too.
Okay.
But at the
that
same
makes
time,
more sense.
Yeah.
it does make sense because one, it's just like, okay, this is not just your room, it's both of your rooms. So as one may be doing hair,
Yeah.
the other one is like, I want to hang out with my friends.
That
But
makes it
then
awkward.
if they're just hanging out and they're not bothering you, I could understand it. But it sounds like they're somehow bothering her.
Right.
Or like in her space and getting it
I
in,
would
in
feel
the way of what she's
uncomfortable,
doing.
but
If
that's
it's a lot of
just
guys,
6
yeah.
to
6 to
8.
8,
That's a
that's
lot
crazy.
of men in a dorm
And it's
room.
also kind of like, I'm sorry, but like it doesn't sound like she's doing this at the wee hours of the night. During the day, like go
What are y'all
somewhere
doing?
else.
Yeah.
go do something.
I mean, I
Go
don't
to
know
the
what college she was
library.
going to,
Yeah,
but like
read
I
a
know
book.
at my campus, there's a ton of places that you can hang out
Y'all
with your
got
friends.
homework. Get out.
Even
Yeah.
in like the common areas of the dorm room or the dorm
Right.
building.
Yeah,
Right?
that is weird. And I mean, for the most part, dorm rooms are tiny.
They
Also-
are.
Yeah.
They are.
homeschooler over here, but like,
Same.
Yes.
are there co-ed rooms or are they usually like all male or all female? Because
Usually
then
they're
it's-
all male, all female. Now what
So
they
it'd be
will
weird.
do
They have
is they have
co-ed
co-ed floors.
okay.
Yeah.
They have co-ed floors, and then sometimes too they'll do stagger of floors. So they'll do girls floor, boy floor, girl floor, boy floor too.
Okay.
Or they'll do separate buildings where all girl building, all boy
Right.
building. But you
They
rarely
don't
will
typically
find,
room a boy.
yeah,
and a
you'll
girl.
rarely
Okay.
find
Male,
boy and a
female.
girl rooming
I just-
unless there's new age colleges now that do
Yeah,
that.
I just didn't know if they
I would
had
feel uncomfortable with
strict
that.
rules about that.
Yeah.
So she after she shared her story, we could tell that she was being like, it was a genuine question and
Yeah, she's like, what do I
wanting a
do?
different perspective. And she said, am I just being an overprotective mother?
Right.
And
Yeah.
I just need different input. And I think we both said like her concern is valid.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
if her daughter has
Yeah.
already tried to set a boundary and they're not respecting that,
And she's
then
feeling uncomfortable.
right,
Yeah,
then
that's a problem.
it's
Mhm,
fair for
100%.
the mother to get involved. And so
Yeah.
she was like, yep, I'm gonna show up and
I'm gonna
put my foot
say it.
down.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like she already kind of said something a little bit to them in the, before, but she
Yeah.
said now I have to be a little bit more aggressive because they're not listening.
They're not listening.
And I
yeah.
pretty much told her, I was like, yeah, if she's already set a boundary and have already kind of like communicated that and they're not listening,
Right.
then I was like, absolutely, as a mother, you need to go up there because the last thing you want to do is hear something stupid or something crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like for some of you who have been to a university or a college campus or what have you,
Mhm.
like yes, they're safe generally, and you know everybody gets along, but things do occur, incidents do happen,
More
and
sexual
they-
abuse
yeah,
and violence
exactly.
happens on campuses typically.
Exactly,
So.
and a
you
lot
don't
of it
even need a dorm
happens
for
with
that.
people that
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
just
Right.
like outside of campuses, and so like I would hate for her to just like breeze it over and being like, oh, well, she's going to learn today and she'll figure it out because she's an adult now. I think as a parent, it's better for you to, especially if you're not too far away,
Right.
Yeah.
to just like go up there and be like, hey, like, you know, let me stay a whole day with you or spend the night with you just so they can get it clear
Yeah.
that like this is someone's daughter.
Right.
And this is because I think like especially with young kids or like younger, you know, coming to be adults, they have a lot of learning to do in that stage. And I think like what I learned too is when I was a freshman in college, they kind of go rampant
Yeah.
because they don't
Oh,
have
yeah,
any
'cause
rules.
it's their first year of freedom.
It's like, yeah,
So,
freedom. And so
yeah.
like the things that like they wouldn't even normally do, they start to do because it's
Mhm.
like no one's going to tell them otherwise. So it's, you know, going over to someone's dorm whenever they want to and, you know,
drinking
just like
all the time, staying
over
up
abusing,
at night.
like,
yeah.
exactly, crossing the limit and stuff. And so like unfortunately, like sometimes you do have to have maybe a friend or a family member step in and help you out. And so hopefully she gets that figured out. I wish we had like a follow-up
An
with
update
that.
with it. Yeah.
Maybe,
Maybe
if we
we
go back to the
will.
salon and we'll get an
Go
update. But
find her.
Yeah.
I
But
think it was a good story to go into, like, just other stories that we've actually had come in that we've found and stuff about roommate situations, because they get really dicey sometimes.
yes.
I believe it.
Yes.
So.
I found one recently on Reddit if
Yeah.
you want to get into that.
I wanna read it.
Let me thank you.
Sorry.
Good.
Sorry, it's allergies. I've been
It's
drainage a
that
lot.
yeah, it's that time of year right now. Okay. So yeah, I found this actually today. This was pretty recent on Reddit from jazz_mouse7478.
Jazz like mouse.
Yeah, a jazz like mouse. I kind
Alrighty.
of like it. And they're looking for advice. How do I go about confronting a creepy dude that's making my friend uncomfortable? I, 18 male, am a freshman in college. The semester started just over a week ago, and during my orientation/freshman welcome event, I met someone. 18 non-binary but female presenting. This detail is key to the context.
Okay.
In my group, so they were in his group, and we became friends pretty quickly. Onto some geographical context, we reside in two opposite sectors of the same dorm hall. There's an east and a west side.
Okay.
I'm in the west and they're in the east. Each floor of these halls has two sets of hallways,
Okay.
each with a bunch of dorm rooms as well as a study lounge. However, due to some rooming shortages or something, some of these lounges have been used as extra dorm rooms. They live in one of these lounges on their floor.
That's
kind of
interesting.
That's
Yeah.
kind of awkward though, to
It
kind of
is.
live in a
I
lounge
guess it has
area.
to be a door to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they add a door?
Because some of the lounges they were just
Right.
open.
That would be
Okay.
awkward.
Mm-hmm. Now, due
Be
to
like,
their
no, dude, don't come around the corner. I'm changing my pants.
right. Now, due to their unique situation, they and their roommates, all girls or female presenting, have been giving people dorm tours. They had a sign up that says free dorm tours where people could come up and ask to see around. But a key detail to these tours, though it should go without saying, is that they have to consent to it, either by agreeing for people to come in or by inviting people in. Valid. Okay. Cutting to the current situation, they told me about a guy that has on multiple occasions just wandered into their room uninvited and just started trying to make conversation. They and their roommates rightfully feel uncomfortable with this and have even told him to leave them alone, but to no avail. They texted me last night after he had left, telling me he had shown up. As a good friend and also as a man, I told them that if he ever showed up again, they should contact me, and if I'm available, I could come over and help.
Yeah.
I also gave them my roommate/friend's number and said he'd be able to help should I not be there. And don't worry, I've introduced them to each other and we've hung out, so it's not like they're inviting a random dude to deal with a random dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know.
That is good to know.
Yeah. And before anyone mentions it, I did tell them to report the dude so we didn't skim over it. That brings me to what I need advice on. I realized after offering my services that I have no clue what I'm meant to do in a situation like that.
Aw.
That's so sweet. Any advice you have that I can use for if/when this happens again would be greatly appreciated.
Oh my gosh. That's
He's like, I'll do the manly
Yeah.
thing. What is that again?
He's like, yeah, girls, I got you. And it's like, oh shoot,
What do I do?
what do I do?
That's funny.
That's so wholesome.
That is
That's
so
sweet,
wholesome. It kind of like, not to like swipe the story, but it reminds me of like, have you guys seen like the videos or like the jokes about how like a guy will offer to walk you to your car at night or like whatever,
Yeah.
and like the second he gets you to the front of your door or like to your car, it shows him like darting off like
Because he's scared.
he's scared himself.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what it reminds me of. It's like
That's funny.
he is wanting to take up that protective role as like a masculine identity,
Yeah.
and yet he's now like, oh shoot, like what do I do?
What do I do? Yeah.
Especially
Am
when
I gonna
like
have to
he
fight?
gets there.
You know?
Do I start a fight?
Yeah.
I think
What does this require?
my thought process is, and I know it's not always this simple, but just your presence
Yeah, just being in the room.
makes such a world of a difference.
Yeah.
Because I think like some
I agree.
dudes that one don't have a clue because we don't know what the stranger's intentions are.
Intentions, yeah.
So like we don't know what his intentions are, but let's say that they're bad intentions.
Right.
I think that like they're hoping or assuming that you don't have a male figure or anyone there to protect you.
Yeah.
But then once that is identified, like, oh shoot, she
He's
has a boyfriend
around,
or she has
yeah.
a male or he's around,
Yeah.
the demeanor changes. The whole like there's a shift that happens in the energy.
Oh,
And
for
it's
sure.
not just like a theory, it's a real thing. It
Yeah.
happens. It's
Well, it's like if a burglar comes to your house and they hear a dog, they're like, oh, I'm not going to
Exactly.
come to you because it's too much risk. So
Right.
so true.
a guy's hanging
Like,
around.
you second guess. Like,
Yeah.
do I want to like mess with these people anymore? Or do I just want to count my loss and keep moving? Because
Right.
now it's becoming more
I want an
challenging.
easy target. Typically.
Exactly.
That's what
So
they go
I
for.
would say like just you showing up and being there. Not saying that like you have to show up and just start blowing fists at the guy, but
Yeah.
you just showing up and saying like, nope, they have friends and they have somebody that care and
Yeah.
they have somebody that like wants to make sure that they're okay
Mm-hmm.
as a male too. Now I would even say that even if like he wasn't a male and they didn't have like a male friend, let's for instance say like they just didn't have any guy friends yet.
Right.
And
even
even if it
having
was
more
a girl,
girls would
more
help.
girls to stop by and check on, that makes a huge difference
Right.
too.
Safety in numbers.
Yeah.
But I do think like the old saying of like, why don't you pick someone your own size? And then like you have like typically males are bigger sometimes or like more stronger. Like I think it changes up the perspective of like, oh, like you said, she's not an easy target anymore because now she
Yeah.
has someone that's my
Yeah, she's
size.
around.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
Makes
kind of
them
what I
second
would
guess it,
say.
at least.
I feel bad though because I don't want him to think that like, you know, he has to do anything like crazy or over the top.
I don't think
Right.
anyone's expecting him to.
I don't think so either.
He's just trying
Right.
to figure out.
I also think you can't really fully prepare yourself for
No.
if
Right.
something were to happen. I think you
Yeah.
really, I think being there is important, like you're saying, like just your presence makes a difference. But also you kind of just have to see what the best reaction is in that moment. Like,
Yeah.
do we need to get security involved? Is
Right.
confrontation the better route? Like
Yeah.
sometimes it just, you have to kind of trust that you're going to know what to do best in that moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it just a
Because-
misunderstanding? Who knows?
Well,
like,
it sounds like if they've told him
Yeah.
to leave, if
Right.
they've told him to leave them alone,
At
and
this
he
point, he's
hasn't,
crossing
there's
a
not
boundary.
a misunderstanding there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's him just willfully
I would
doing what
agree.
he wants to do.
I would
I
agree.
kind of want to read some of the comments.
Yeah.
So, someone commented asking questions for a little more context to
Yeah.
the situation, which I think is helpful.
Valid, yeah.
Yeah. So your college has makeshift dorms that are just common area rooms and it doesn't have locks.
That's
and they
weird.
give free dorm rooms tours for what
Yeah.
reason? All of this is so
Right.
confusing. Tell them to stop giving unnecessary tours and immediately demand locks for their dorm room.
Agreed.
How is it even possible a guy can randomly walk into an all-female dorm room? And Jazz Mouse replies, I'm not sure about the lock situation. It was the beginning of the year, and after the first instance of the dude, they took it down.
Okay.
So at least there's that. They're not offering free tours.
Mm-hmm.
And the halls are co-ed. So,
Okay.
yeah. And then somebody, Sloth Boy, commented, the girls
Sloth
should
Boy.
talk to their RA/RD or campus security.
yeah.
They're not
true.
meant to do anything because that's not your job. What are you going to do? Punch the guy and get charged with assault?
Exactly.
Deactivate White Knight, activate campus resources, which
I-
is well said.
I agree.
smart.
I think that was like my next kind of advice there is like there should be an RA or someone that's a supervisor over the dorming hall or building. I will say though, and it's no shade towards RAs, but the RAs are also college students
Right.
for the most part, and they typically aren't that resourceful. But as far as following protocols, typically like that would just be the next step to do is notify an RA and then they notify, the next person up. But I would say it's hard because also too like I think when you like enter a college atmosphere, you're trying to determine like what's normal and what's not normal because you're getting
Right.
into a space where it's like
It's all new.
it's all new,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so like obviously they've found like, okay, you can't just walk up in people's rooms.
Right.
But
that would just feel
that is also
alarming.
something that is a little bit of a thing at dorms and at college. Like it's almost kind of like a very much like, oh, my door's open, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like so the fact that someone random that you don't know walking into your dorm room it's not too far-fetched, and I'm not saying that it's okay, but it's happened to even me back when I was in college a couple times, because
Right.
people just wanted to say hey or what's up or whatever, and I don't even know who you are.
Right.
Maybe,
But
you
they're
know,
just used to like that
yeah.
it's like a neighborhood, you know what I mean? It's just like, ugh, but I don't know
Right.
you.
Yeah,
So
and
you're not.
if he's creepy, they might be like, "Oh, my first instinct is to run,"
Yeah.
and then they might have to talk themselves like, "Well, this is new. Maybe this is normal." And
Mhm.
you know, sometimes people second guess their first instinct.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Don't second guess your
I was
first
gonna
Don't second
say,
instinct.
guess
yeah,
it.
keep your
Yeah.
guard up.
Trust your gut.
I
especially in
like the
situations
notifying
like
that using the resources and letting them know, because I think like yes, I still think that if you can be there, but also too, it doesn't fall all on you. It also should definitely fall on to the university as a whole and making sure that their students are safe and okay.
Right.
And if you guys aren't feeling that way, then that's a huge concern that you need to raise up.
Yeah, and that helps motivate them to make changes to that space. Which sounds
Absolutely.
like changes need to be made to that space.
So true. So
yeah,
true.
y'all need to check out that floor. See what's going on.
Yeah,
'cause
I
that doesn't
agree.
sound like I said, I don't have a dorm college experience. I just went to a community college when I was like 16, 17,
Mhm.
and it was to get my high school diploma at the same time
Mhm.
as my AA. But yeah, I didn't have a dorm experience, so I don't know what that life is like. But that doesn't sound normal.
I never lived in a dorm room. I had,
Mhm.
you know, I had roommates. Freshman? No, I can't remember what year. Maybe my second year.
Mhm.
And that's a whole other podcast, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah, I
long-
mean,
long
it's
story.
it's not normal, but it's also like it's like it's hard to say, because I do know that like every college could be different or whatever, but
right.
I do feel like it's not so like, oh my gosh, somebody walking up in your room. Like
It's not
obviously
unheard of.
it's not
Yeah.
unheard of, but it's also still goes back to common courtesy and like respecting people's boundaries at the end of the day.
Mhm.
But I think what it is like you just have to understand that like if you're at a college dorm and you're a co-ed and you're with like, you know, hundreds of other kids, you're not
Might
all
have some
brought up and
stragglers.
raised the same way.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
true.
And so that's what you're also dealing with too. Like some people are super friendly and super like all in it, and then other people are just like bad people. Whether they're kids or not, they're bad people and they
Right.
don't have good
It
intentions.
happens.
And
Yeah.
so like either way, if you have a lock your door.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Just common
like
sense. Right.
that's just like where it comes down to, because I would say if you are watching this video and you are about to go to college next year, or you haven't like had the experience, just know that
Just
like
be cautious.
just be cautious, because like this situation isn't normal, but I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't happen at other places and people haven't had other experiences of people just randomly walking into their room.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's happened to me before in my college experience.
Right.
It's not okay, and it's
Comment on
definitely
this if you have a story.
Yeah, I
We-
was gonna
we'd like
say.
hear it.
Mhm.
Yeah, we want to hear from our listeners for sure. I'd love to live vicariously through your
Yeah.
college experiences.
And it's also weird too, because like even if you know that person may not be a bad person, there also are people that you just don't like,
Mhm.
and eventually they still know where you live.
Yeah.
So that is also
That's
a weird
uncomfortable.
aspect too, because it's just kind of like, yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you just don't want people to know where your dorm is, but then that also gets out faster than you would like it to.
Right.
So
Yeah, that sense of privacy is not really
not
available.
not
But-
always.
Well, be cautious, guys.
Yeah, just be cautious.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for that guy. I hope
I
he
know.
figures that one out.
I hope
I
so
hope
too.
the comments, he looks on the comments and he's
Yeah.
able to kind of navigate
Sounds
that.
like he's got some friends surrounding him, helping him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I love about that. I love that he was able to incorporate someone else
Pulling in
too
the
to
community.
kinda-
Right. He's trying to do the right thing. So I appreciate that. Thank
Mhm.
you, jazzlike_mouse.
Yes. Speaking of roommates, again, we have another story. I can
Yeah.
get there to it. This one is a little bit more interesting though, because I feel like this one is between the roommates.
Ooh.
Not really like, I guess, outsiders in the sense. So, like I said, we are continuing this thing on roommates. So here is another story that I got in, and essentially this is about two roommates that live together,
Mhm.
and it's a text message conversation.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So I don't have names, so let's just say one is called A, one's called B.
Okay.
So A is the first one that starts off the
Roommate A.
conversation.
Okay.
Roommate A. Hey, for future reference, I would really rather you do not have people over in the apartment who I do not know when I'm asleep.
Fair.
Or, at the very least, I wish you would run it by me ahead of time and let me know who you plan to have over.
Fair.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Roommate B. Hey, I totally understand where you're coming from. I would like to maybe talk further about this. We are paying equal shares of rent and are both on the lease, so this as much as my home as yours, and I'm struggling with the idea that I need to run it by you whenever I'd like to have guests after 9 p.m. But I think we should talk more about it and try to reach a compromise because I don't want to cross a serious boundary for you.
Okay.
Roommate
Okay.
8 responds is, this isn't something I'm willing to compromise on. Strangers in my home while I'm sleeping is a firm no.
Now I don't know.
Now I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's starting to be like with the more
Roommate B's
context,
response.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm not totally sure how to respond to this or where to go from here. The notion that I cannot have my own guests in our shared home is a hard pill to swallow. And you not compromising with me is kind of upsetting. I would understand if I was having people over and we were really loud or disruptive, or if it was like a bunch of dudes from the bar I had just met the night. But it was only my close friends who I've known since college, and we were very, very respectful about the fact that you were asleep. Even on a Saturday night when I know you don't work tomorrow or anything, we didn't program or do anything lively in the apartment, and we just came back afterwards to lay on the couch and watch Vampire Diaries and eat Taco Bell. LOL.
She kind of answered all my questions because I was like, well, it depends on what kind of person you bring over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry.
And then she goes, what if I wanted to have a guy over who I was seeing and you hadn't met? With all due respect, I might argue that who I invite over is my business as long as they don't enter your personal space or bother you.
Yeah, that is true.
Roommate A, it is very much my business who is in my home when I'm sleeping. I don't know any of these people, and quite frankly, I don't trust your judgment enough to blindly take your word for how reliable any of these people are.
What an insult!
I think that's the problem right here. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you trust enough to get a
To live
apartment
with
at
them.
least,
Yeah.
Wow.
Roommate B, wow. Respectfully, I don't feel I have ever given you a reason to decide my judgment is poor. This feels like you're making judgments about me because I choose to spend some weekends going out. I cannot fathom what else would make you decide I have bad judgment. I've never done anything to you I've never done anything to you, nor have I ever put you in a bad situation or even... Hold on, I gotta find my spot. Or even shared with you a time where I have put myself in a bad situation. I do not judge your decision to sleep early and not go out. Roommate A, sigh, I've made my stance clear. How you choose to spend your time is irrelevant to me. Let's leave it at that. Roommate B, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not agreeing to it. Like I said, we pay equal rent. You're not the authority of the household. If you would like to have a conversation about this and reach a compromise, we can do so. And the way you're speaking to me right now is something else I am not comfortable with.
All right.
That is the text conversation.
Yeah, which one's is B the one we just ended off on?
Yeah, so B's
I'm
the
on-
one that
I'm
has
on B's
friends
side.
over, and
Team B.
roommate A is the one that is not.
Yeah. So the
Comfortable with
moment I
people.
found out that it wasn't A's house, like
Yeah.
they're both
It's
on the
both
lease.
theirs.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, they both then have the right to invite who they want over, as
Right.
long as it's not disrespectful of the other person's privacy.
Absolutely.
And you really don't. It's not like your mom's house. You don't have to have them come over and meet them
And you
first.
get their permission.
No.
you don't.
No,
You really
I
don't.
feel like you're
Yeah.
entitled to privacy, and like my husband and I have had renters, and we had to set down the rule like, hey,
Right.
you
This
know,
is
if
what
you,
it is, yeah.
if you guys want to have someone over, that's fine. Just give us a heads up.
Yeah,
you don't even need to
sure.
know them.
So
It's
you
just
know
give
who's
us a
walking in
heads
the
up.
house.
So yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like walk down to the kitchen and there's somebody eating a sandwich, and I'm
Right.
like, where are you?
Who
but
dat?
also, his name or the tenant's name is not on the lease, so
Yeah.
Exactly.
that's an agreement that's fair. But if you're both, if your name,
Here's
both of your
the
names
thing,
are on
A.
there,
Here's
it's a
the
free for
thing.
all.
Don't get a roommate if you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't want
So true.
other people in your house,
Yeah.
don't get a fucking roommate. Get your
So-
own house.
Facts.
So
Sorry.
this is where I see some points that roommate A have made. However,
You're being a
think
little
that
bitchy about it.
Yeah, you're being very judgmental. I think it was good
Yes.
that roommate B called that out and let her
Mhm.
know, like, not only has she like, where's this judgment coming from, pretty much. She was like, where
Right.
are you
Because
getting
I
this
go out,
non-trust? Like,
yeah.
trying to kind of figure out, like, why are you feeling so uncomfortable anyway?
When I haven't even given you a reason to feel
exactly.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
So my thing is I think that, like, both of them are on the lease. So it's half and half.
Mhm.
Both of them are looking for, maybe two different type experiences living in this place. I do agree that, like, if she's going to be at a firm no, then, like, perhaps you shouldn't have a roommate altogether. It's not just her. It's just a roommate in period, because this is going to come up within the next roommate that you have.
I'm with B. Like, if you tell me, no, it's not going to happen this way, I'm probably going to do it. Like, now I'm pissed off, and I'm gonna exercise all my rights.
So this is the compromise. I think the compromise is like, she doesn't owe you, like, roommate B to, like, ask for permission. I don't think that is honestly necessary.
Nope.
But I do think, out of common courtesy, I think that, like, there should be an establishment of, like, hey, just a heads up, I'm having friends over.
Yeah.
And that's something
I think that's a good compromise.
I think she was willing to compromise.
I think so too.
But the other one was just like, no, I don't want them in my house.
I think that's the only compromise that I see, honestly, that is.
I mean, you guys were here when I had somebody just randomly show up. Like, we hadn't. I think we
It
kind
was
of
a little startling.
Yeah. We walked out of recording an episode, and there he was with. Yeah, and I was just like, okay,
didn't know you were gonna be
and
here.
that's
was
fine.
like,
I don't mind having people over. I'm friendly, but just like, give me a heads up, so
Right.
then I can.
But you
prepare
also
myself.
own this house, so
I do.
there's a difference. I feel like there's a solid difference.
There is a difference, but if there's a contract involved, and, like, that person, if it's in the contract stating otherwise, technically that doesn't really make a big difference, because if you're not putting it saying that, like, you don't want any people extra over, whatever, cool, but if that's not in there, then they still can bring over whoever they want, technically, because whatever space they're renting is the space that is,
and Taco
like,
Bell.
theirs.
There's nothing more harmless than Taco Bell and Vampire Diaries. There's just not.
It's not harmless, but if she is not, I guess, familiar with the roommate enough to know who those people are, to know what they're.
But were they
going on
loud?
and doing,
Were they coming into her room?
No, they're not.
Were they doing anything that
I don't
would
think
alarm
so.
her?
My thing is like, it's not really, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't think it's about what you're doing, because, quite frankly, I think roommate B is correct. It's none of her business.
Yeah.
It could be anything. I think as long as they're respecting her, like, sleeping and all that type of stuff, they can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
I just think that it would be good to give a heads up and let that person know. Imagine if you're taking a shower and you want to run out to go grab something in the common area space, or if, like, whatever it may be, you don't want to see somebody naked, or you don't want to see that person to see you naked.
Right.
So I think, like, in those situations, like, it would probably best be on their part to have that communication, but otherwise you're free to do whatever you want.
Sure.
Like,
I think, like you said, it's courtesy to say it.
I think so.
I think it's probably good for, like, the peace of the whole place.
Well, and it helps
But
to
at the-
plan too, like, in advance. Like, if you're planning to do something at the apartment and the other person was thinking about doing something at the apartment, you got to make it make sense maybe sometimes.
But at the end of the day, if roommate A is being kind of a bitch about it, she owes her nothing.
Exactly. I agree.
So
Roommate B needs to just keep doing what she's doing.
right.
Yeah.
Let's read some of these comments to see if we're on the same page. So there's one person who said she has no right to control whom you have over. Y'all are both paying, therefore y'all can have whomever over whenever you all choose to do so. She does not get the first or final say. It's not just her place, it is yours as well. I definitely wouldn't continue to be her roommate. I would wait until the lease is up and then go find another place without her or someone else you can work with, because she is controlling. Absolutely. I agree. If roommate B doesn't, like, stand her ground, and
she's just gonna walk all over her,
exactly,
tell her what to do.
Yeah, it's very much giving, like, this isn't a discussion, I'm telling you what to do, and it's just kind of like, no.
That's where she lost me, when she was like, I'm not budging on this, I'm not compromising. It's like, well, then you're probably bad at relationships.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because that's all, friendships or romantic relationships are.
One person said, I think it would be polite and the right thing to do to let them know when you will have people over, but you should be allowed to have your people over. I agree with that statement. One person says, my roommate and I agree on when people couldn't come in due to different work schedules, so no one is allowed over after 9 p.m. unless it's an emergency. We both agree on giving each other 24-hour notice of guests coming unless emergency. We also understood one of us could have a bad day and just want to relax, so guests are told not to be loud. We both had a mutual understanding and respect for each other. Boundaries. Always talk to potential roommates about boundaries before becoming roommates. So true, though. That last part.
She's yawning.
What?
She was yawning over
No,
there.
it's just like, it just sounded very like, I mean, it's great to have boundaries, but it was just very listed.
Hey,
like these people sound, if that works for them, that's
I think
great.
it worked. I think their situation worked for
I was
them, but I
gonna
think
say,
the very ending is very, very important. Like whatever you do, you need to talk about the rules and the boundaries that you want to set before you sign a lease for each other, so you know it's a good fit. Not just, oh, I need somebody so I can.
Because if both of those girls are like, this is how it's gonna be, and they're like, oh yes, let's do this. And, like, great.
Okay, that's your
awesome.
place. Yeah, like do you?
You set the rules. To me, that was already overwhelming.
It was overwhelming. After 9 p.m., okay.
Yeah, really? And I'm like, what if I'm having a shitty day? I'm like super depressed and I just need someone to come over and have Taco Bell and watch Vampire Diaries with me. What, like,
Is that
do
a problem?
I have to put a 2-week notice in, you know?
Right.
That's so true.
That's just,
that was a lot.
It's too rulesy for
But
me.
hey, if that works for them, that's great.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will say I used to have, back in the day when I, was in college and stuff, and I ended up migrating. I only spent 1 year at the dorm actually, but I think it was my junior year. I can't remember exactly, but somewhere around there. And I had a roommate, and she was actually a good friend of mine as we were going through college together, and that's when we decided to get an apartment together.
Uh-huh.
How do I say this? She was more out there than I was.
Okay.
In the sense of, I guess sexually, she, at the time.
She was free.
She was free. She was doing what she wanted to
Sure.
do
Yeah.
and all that type of stuff. And, I was at the apartment. I was, we both had our own jobs. We both were, going to school and all that type of stuff.
Uh-huh.
But she had, I don't know if she had a roster or what it was.
For her men?
What?
A roster for her men? Or what?
What are you talking about? She's had like a
connecting
roster.
sexual freedom
Yeah,
and roster.
roster.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, like
Sorry,
she
I
had,
saw
crazy
the
scale.
dots
Yeah,
connecting for
she
you.
had like a list of men. I think like a list of men, like a roster.
Okay.
Oh,
so it is what she's
exactly
saying.
what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys never heard that before?
No.
Oh my gosh. You guys are
Homeschooled.
so... No, this is a legit thing now.
Wait.
It's a now thing.
Really?
Can you re-explain it?
A roster.
Okay.
Like, you haven't heard that on music too? Got a roster.
Okay, yeah. I have, but I didn't really define it.
No.
Yeah, a
It's just
roster.
something
Like,
that was like
if
something for
someone
football.
tells you that they have a roster, so obviously it has that connotation to it.
Yeah.
But it's also now taken as like if someone has a roster, it means a list, essentially, like having people that they can hook up with, or like,
Okay.
if Brandon's not available, then I can just call
Then
up
it's Chad?
Josh or
Oh.
Chad.
So it's like a
You know?
schedule.
Yeah, or a schedule or whatever. I think back in the olden days they would call it like a black book or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I
Or something.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
black book.
a roster is taking over that. So
Okay.
I think she had one of those. And so for me, I think also too,
you
I
get
was
it, girl.
very innocent
Mm-hmm.
as like a roommate. And I think one of my biggest things was I didn't care who she had over, but when I would at night just come out of my room,
like in your night
and there would be like a random
wear.
man just standing there, or like in the fridge or
yeah,
whatever,
That's uncomfortable.
that was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I had to have a conversation with her at some point and like let her know. And I think I did it in a nice way, but I was just kind of like, listen, you got to give me a heads up. You got to let me know, like,
Put a sock on the
when
door.
there
or
people are
something.
going to be here. Well, we had an apartment, so it was just kind of like, you can't put I mean,
You could.
you could.
You
but
could
if
have a
they're
flag.
outside of,
You could have a little flag that you like pull up.
if they're outside of the room already, it's like,
Just send a sock emoji, anything,
Yeah.
literally.
yeah, honestly, just text. Honestly, like that's what I would have wanted, a text message.
Put a sign like this that says open.
Right. Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
So I think like that's where I kind of like come in, where it's just like if you genuinely don't know any of those people's friends, and I knew her very well, I just didn't really know some of the people she like, hung out with, especially her roster or whatever. So it was a little bit concerning when I would like walk in. It wasn't just once; it was a couple of times where I just be like, "Who are you?"
You might have to worry about your safety, so that's legitimate. I just like part of what had happened when I roomed with 3 other girls, right? And I didn't really know anyone at UTA at the time, so they just kind of like, you sign up, I want to live here, and they pick roommates for you, right? Yeah. So I didn't know any of these people.
Surprise.
Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't stay very long, but one of the girls, she kept staying out super late, and it would be like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And the place we were staying, it was okay, but it was a little sketchy. Like I had a couple of guys like follow me and like stare at me weird, uncomfortably whenever I was at the pool. So I was like, I put the deadbolt on at night. Yeah. This is something like for my safety.
For sure.
And she wrote like a sticky note on the door and was like, hey, please do not deadbolt the door when, not everyone is back. And I put another sticky note on top of that. And I was like, please don't stay out till 2 or 3 a.m. being a hoe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Because I was like, some of us have to sleep. Yeah. We have to go to class and can't be partying all night. Like if you want to do that, stay at that guy's house.
Well, it's like also understanding that like, hey, I'm trying to go to bed somewhere between like, I don't know, 9 and 10:30.
Right.
And so it's just like, if I'm in bed by 10 o'clock
and
you're
sure
not coming home until like 2 or 3 a.m., that leaves this wide window of like whoever could just like
walk in.
Yeah. And it's just like, no, I'm not gonna
do that.
So I had to end up moving out because I was like, there's no fixing this.
Wait, were there more sticky notes?
There was a lot of sticky notes.
Okay. A lot of
slapping. A sticky note war. Yeah.
I love it. A lot of slapping notes back and forth.
It got kind of nasty towards the end.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, it just like made me realize, never move in with someone you don't know.
So true. I mean, I don't have the best roommate stories either. I mean, even like out of college and, being 28, I've had like not the best roommate situations. And so like, I think communication is key, but then sometimes like you just live such different lifestyle than the other person, or just like you just have a different perspective of like values and stuff that I do think like the best way to like prevent this is to really talk about it before. I know a lot of times people are like, I just need someone to pay that other half because
mine says reconnecting,
but the time is still going, right?
Okay.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, I just need a roommate because I need to pay these bills and I need to like get that relief financially,
right?
But it is more valuable and conscious. It's just better for you to like be patient and find the right roommate for you to choose to be with, because it can open up so much more issues. I mean, some people really can't. Like they can't afford.
Yeah, financially it can be difficult, and I get.
And they may not have a family to lean on, and so like for those people, it's just like I think it's worth it for you to like be in more debt or just wait to find the right roommate than to jump into something.
A little bit more picky.
Just a little bit more.
Ask a few simple questions.
Absolutely.
Like, do you come in late?
Yeah.
Is this often?
Yeah. Do you crack cocaine?
You're right.
Do you have a roster?
Right.
You have a roster.
And the thing is like if they, and that could be a deal breaker for some people. But then also it's like if you do, just let me know.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me know.
And let me make my decision off of that.
Right. Yeah. Because maybe I don't even want to be at the apartment. Because I had a roommate once. Well, I heard everything. Two different types of roommates, actually. One in college, because like, our rooms were like next to each other and I had the back room. Thankfully, I had a door and a lock to my room. But I had to go through her room to get out. And
that sucks.
She would bring back people often. And one of the times she was like, F me harder than my boyfriend. Like, I heard her say that. Dude, we shared a wall. Because, like, my head was against the wall and then hers was right there.
I'm like,
I'd be like, hey, do you need me? Everything okay?
You didn't even have to. It was so loud. Those walls weren't even thick.
Jeez.
So, like, you heard it all. And it was so uncomfortable because...
Yeah, you did. Sorry.
I was such... What'd you say?
I riled the doggy.
Oh, yeah.
This goose.
He's like, what do you need?
But it's just so awkward to, like... hear that, especially with the person you don't even know. Like you said, you get paired up with people that you don't even know and stuff, and then like even later on in life, like as an adult having a roommate, and we have a bigger apartment, and you can still hear them like going at it.
Yeah. I mean, even if you know them well, it's awkward.
It can be, yeah. It can be. I mean, sometimes
if you're
you could be
friends with
like,
someone,
yeah,
you could be like,
get it, girl.
Yeah.
But then, like, people you're not really cool with, you're just like, oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, and if you're friends, you could be like, can you wear earplugs tonight or go somewhere, you know?
Ew.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, do you want a heads up or not?
You got
True.
those bows on you. You might want to wear them tonight.
I might have to do that. I'm allowed, but that's just me.
Anyway.
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
You want to say that loud?
What?
I mean, so either way, I think overall, like, communication is key. So,
True
I
that.
mean, that's all you can do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to
Yeah.
come to some compromise. Interview them before you live with them.
Mm-hmm. Take him out to dinner at
Absolutely.
least. Like, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy me a dinner, will you?
Gosh. All right. Well, that was it of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know if you have any roommate situations or
Yeah, we want to
don't
hear
know.
the details.
And
Oh,
if you have anything else scandalous, share it with us.
Yep. Always here to give unsolicited advice and unprofessional opinions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye.